Illinois becomes the last state in the Union where concealed carry becomes the law. Welcome to Studio L. I'm Norval Rose with Liberty News TV. And our special guest today to talk about this new law in Illinois is Eric Odom, the Director of Interactive Media and the News Division at Grassfire Lab. Eric, thanks for joining us today.
Good to be here, thank you.
Eric, what's at the core of this law? What protections does it provide, and what barriers to the Second Amendment are still in place in Illinois?
Well, the concealed carry law was passed to address the court ruling that Illinois actually had to pass a concealed carry law. So most Democrats, which control the House and the Senate in Illinois, as well as the state constitutional, the governor's office, didn't really want to see a concealed carry bill pass, but were forced to do so. So in many ways, the bill is very restrictive. It is a concealed carry bill, though, so it will allow concealed carry applications for permits. Basically, what the bill does is it allows law-abiding citizens to pay the $150 fee or tax, go through a 16-hour training course, and then apply. That is the good side of the bill. Obviously, that's available now in Illinois, which wasn't previously available. The barriers to the bill are, first of all, the $150. The 16 hours, which I believe is probably the longest training session in the country, are required to get a concealed carry bill permit. And then there are a lot of restrictions on places such as Chicago, where you can't carry a firearm in parks near schools or libraries and a few other places. So there's certainly barriers to residents, citizens practicing their Second Amendment rights.
So the court actually told Chicago they had to do this?
Yes, in fact, it was Chicago Democrats as well as Pat Quinn, governor of Illinois, who fought to make the law more restrictive. He came back with his veto of certain parts of the bill that was overridden by the House and Senate, and their original bill was passed. So absolutely, Chicago Democrats and Pat Quinn, who didn't want the bill to begin with, including Rahm Emanuel, and downstate Republicans and Democrats were able to get it through anyway.
Chicago Democrats, Mayor Rahm Emanuel in particular, are not happy now, and they want to limit Second Amendment rights by using city ordinance. Is that really possible?
Well, we'll see. There's a special session in City Council coming up that Rahm Emanuel has called for, and he essentially wants to expand the ordinances that are basically prohibit you from carrying near schools, which that actually, carrying near schools exists in other states, and I disagree with that. I think that's unconstitutional as well. But it does stand in other states, including Virginia, where I have a concealed carry permit. And so that there is some argument on whether or not that should be allowed to stand. But essentially what we're hearing that Rahm Emanuel wants to do is expand that to include paths that children take to and from school. And in Chicago, school children take public transportation. So this could be expanded, in many cases public transportation, in many cases school buses. But essentially what this could do is make it illegal to carry a firearm on any of these roads or streets that students travel on to get to and from school. There can't be too many streets in Chicago that don't have students passing through them to get to and from school. So yeah, this is absolutely a barrier, and I think we will see an extraordinary amount of new lawsuits, both for people who are facing charges for carrying where they thought they could and shouldn't be able to, as well as areas where police will attempt to deny applications for folks who have no reason to be denied applications.
Eric, what do you think could have been done to make the Second Amendment protections in the bill stronger for the people of Illinois?
Well, I think they should have had shall pass language. In Virginia, for example, the language says that the local police shall pass an application or shall give you your concealed carry permit, provided you can pass a background check. In Illinois, that's not the case, and they should have made it very clear cut that if you are able to pass a background check and if you're able to show that you can properly handle and safely fire a firearm and understand the workings of your firearm, et cetera, that you should be able to walk into a police station, hand in your application, and you know that they shall give you your permit and they can't make a sort of biased decision or look into your political background, etc. That would have made it stronger, and of course they should have prohibited local municipal, cities and counties from passing their own ordinances. It should have been statewide, as well as the $150 fee and the 16 hours. I think that makes it more difficult to get the concealed carry permit and more difficult for people to be able to defend themselves.
So there's a lot of discretion left to the permit issuers?
Absolutely. I think that, and there's also a board set up at the state level. So there are multiple hoops you have to jump through, and there are people who can determine for one reason or another that someone should not have a concealed carry permit, and I don't think that should be the case.
So this sounds like a step in the right direction, but we're certainly not crossing the goal line yet.
At the end of the day, yeah, this is great for Illinois. Illinois is the last state that didn't have concealed carry. So it's a great step in the right direction. I think there will be legal challenges and there will probably be changes down the road. But it's a great step in the right direction. I just would caution everyone, especially in Illinois, if you are advocating for better gun rights, continue to do so, because if you look at states like Hawaii who have concealed carry, but I'm not aware that anyone has actually been issued a concealed carry permit, you'll see that just because there is concealed carry on the books doesn't mean you're going to be able to carry a firearm and defend yourself.
Okay, Eric, thanks for your insight. Eric Odom, Director of Interactive Media and the News Division for Grassfire Lab. Thanks for joining us on Studio L. I'm Norval Rose with Liberty News TV.